ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to City of Pleasanton's Mayor, Mayor Jack Balch.
Here we go. Hey, do you want me to get this out of here? That's my water. That's your water.
The big challenge is Brock and I just wanted to make sure we weren't drinking out of each other's water up here. So, of course, this is where we want to be. This is the city we want to be at. What an amazing city. Good afternoon and welcome to the 2026 State of the City Address for Pleasanton. Thank you for being here. I hope you can feel the amazing vibe of Pleasanton right now. I hope you can experience it, and you are experiencing it in your everyday. A year ago, we were talking about direction, and today we're talking about results. Before I go further, I want to acknowledge some things personal. It continues to be a tremendous honor to be able to serve as mayor of a city that my family has been doing business in for over 40 years. I am joined here by my wife, my mom, and my father, and the stars don't always align that they can all be at an event at one time, but it is truly an honor that they're here. Be a little careful. My mom continues to be very proud. But service is never a solo effort, as all of our fellow electeds in the room know, and so the family support matters, and I just can't thank them enough. I'm also blessed that I have learned a family value that I want to communicate to you. My mom and dad have truly lived a life where a stranger is simply a friend they have not met yet. And if I think about the optimism I have for humanity and for our city, it truly comes to that upbringing and that value. And so it is a tremendous honor to be in a room full of friends. So thank you again for being here. I'd like to go ahead and begin by saying thank you to our residents for your trust, our community partners, our city team that's here today, and to all the elected officials. I did want to, again, recognize my colleagues on the dais. So if I can recognize Vice Mayor Matthew Gatos, Councilmember Craig Eicher, Councilmember Jeff Nybert, and Councilmember Julie Testa, who's not able to join us here today, but thank you very much to all of you. This city works because people show up. They show up in neighborhoods, at your businesses, and definitely at council chambers. And they care deeply about where we're headed. It doesn't take much to see that Pleasanton is more than just a well-run city. It's a community that cares deeply about stewardship, about quality of life, and about each other. And that's what this year's theme is all about, progress with purpose. Pleasanton is a city that has been known to plan ahead, and it takes care of what matters most. As we all know, progress is not automatic. It requires discipline, hard choices, focus. It requires thinking beyond the next budget cycle, and definitely beyond the next election cycle. Progress with purpose means making the tough decisions, thoughtful decisions today that will protect and enhance the quality of life for tomorrow. Progress with purpose is stewardship in action. So again, last year we talked about our theme, working together for a better tomorrow. This year, we're talking about the work we're doing. And before I get too far, I want to invite you to participate in something that we'll come back to later. On your tables, you'll see a QR code. Dad, yours is under your dessert. Take a moment to ignore me at some point during this presentation and scan this in. And if you haven't already, answer one simple question. What makes Pleasanton special to you? Can be a word, a phrase, whatever you'd like. And again, it's a carte blanche approval to ignore the presentation. So there we go. As I begin, I want to make sure that I thank the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce for hosting today's event. Congratulations on 80 years. That's pretty outstanding. And and Casa Real for the amazing venue. I'd also like to thank the business community. Oh, sorry, I'm not doing very good. I'm a little nervous still. I'd like to thank the business community entirely because you bring the goods, the services, the entertainment, the excitement that our community desires, and we're really appreciative that you call Pleasanton home. I also want to recognize our dedicated city team that keeps our city moving every day, our city manager, Jerry Bowden, Assistant City Manager, Alexa Jeffries, and our City Attorney, Dan Sodergren, as well as the entire city team. So thank you very much. And then before we clap, I want to also thank and recognize our new Fire Chief Aaron Lacey. He's new to the role, but not new to Pleasanton, and we're just very happy to have him on board as our new chief. So if we can give them all a round of applause. Thank you all. Over this past year, Pleasanton has received nationwide and statewide recognition for being the second highest quality of life in the whole country, and for being ranked the cleanest city in California. We deserve a clap for that. Those accolades are meaningful, not just because of the rankings themselves, because as you know, they give a glimpse of what it's actually like to live here, what it actually is on a daily basis, a glimpse of that. Neighborhoods are cared for, public spaces feel safe and welcoming, services are reliable, and people look out for one another. That doesn't happen just by accident. It comes from a city and a community committed to excellence and one that plans ahead. You can see the themes I'm running here. As we look ahead, our priorities remain clear. We will maintain fiscal responsibility, invest in essential infrastructure, support a strong local economy, and continue to deliver the services that keep Pleasanton such a desirable place to live, work, and raise a family. That is our goals. Fiscal sustainability is one of the foundations that allows us to do everything we do. Over the past year, the city has adopted a balanced two-year budget that reflects thoughtful spending, careful forecasting, and long-term planning. We're not budgeting based upon hope. We're budgeting based upon reality because responsible optimism requires honest math. So I'm very excited about what we're doing. Additionally, like many cities you've probably heard about, we are facing headwinds with softening revenues and rising costs. We're taking that challenge on head-on by improving our long-range forecasting, conducting independent financial reviews, undertaking a pension review, which we just did on Tuesday, and using data-driven planning and exploring additional revenue options that you might have heard of, including a hotel tax, sponsorship opportunities, and cell tower leases. This way, we're not just reacting year to year, but planning for Pleasanton's long-term fiscal health. And we're doing that with you, our community, at the center of it. That's why we've expanded public outreach through advisory committees, town halls, and direct communication. Our responsibility isn't just to balance the budget, it's to leave the next city council and the next generation a city that's financially stronger than what we found it. Ready to talk about some pipes? Infrastructure that is one of the clearest ways residents experience progress in our city. The systems that we rely on every day, often without thinking of them. Infrastructure is not terribly glamorous, maybe when it breaks, but it is the backbone of a quality of life. When you turn on the tap and clean water comes out, when you are on your phone while driving on a smooth road, or when you visit a beautiful park on a warm, sunny afternoon with your family. And this year, we took a major step in understanding what we own and what it takes to maintain. And I think we have a short video for this as well.
Pleasanton was first home to the Ohlone people. By the 1800s, it was known for its rolling grasslands, hop fields, and strong equestrian heritage. Incorporated in 1894, Pleasanton evolved from a rural ranching town into a thriving suburban and business community. Pleasanton now spans more than 24 square miles and is home to nearly 80,000 residents. It is a vibrant community of distinct neighborhoods, historic charm, innovative employers, exceptional parks and recreational amenities, and a culture of inclusion, offering one of the highest qualities of life in the country. After decades of growth, the city has entered a new phase, one focused on maintaining the community we have built. The city manages more than 200,000 public assets that support daily life in Pleasanton. From the moment you leave your driveway, a network of city streets, signs, and signals keeps Pleasanton moving safely. Across the city, parks, open spaces, and trails offer places where neighbors gather, families play, and our community comes to life. Beneath the city, water, sewer, and stormwater systems work quietly every day to deliver the essential services we rely on. And throughout the community, city facilities and public safety resources are strategically located and ready to serve residents when they're needed most. Together, all of this represents over $4 billion in general city service infrastructure, in addition to our water and wastewater systems. Today, more than 94% of our assets are in good, very good, or excellent condition, a reflection of the pride and dedication of our city employees. Preserving a city of this caliber means understanding the scale of what we are responsible for today and preparing carefully for the future. Planning ahead, prioritizing what matters most, making thoughtful decisions, and protecting what makes Pleasanton special for generations to come.
So as you can see, we own a staggering number of assets. A staggering number of assets that we own. Over the past year, the city has worked on developing our first comprehensive asset management plan. The plan gives clarity about what we own, what condition it is in, and what it will cost to properly maintain it. And as we've just heard, the general fund infrastructure alone represents more than $4 billion of replacement value. That's staggering, blew my mind. Over the next decade, we anticipate that we will need approximately $63 million a year to replace those general fund assets. Today, we're funding about $19 million annually with a shortfall. Knowing this provides clarity, and clarity allows us to act deliberately instead of urgently, and we are working on this challenge. Over the past 2 years, we have invested more than $30 million into strengthening and modernizing our water system. We've now replaced almost 10,000 feet of aging pipe, probably on your street, by the way, and upgraded critical infrastructure around the city. And we implemented our first comprehensive water system management plan. That work positions us to respond to new regulations, emerging challenges, like PFAS, as you've all heard about, while continuing to deliver safe, reliable water for our community. I'd also like to thank our partners at Zone 7 and Dublin San Ramon Service District for their partnership in providing these essential services. If you can stand, if you're in the room. I thought Rich Hartlett was here. Thank you very much for your partnership. Across the city, we're also investing in infrastructure people see and use every day. So again, now, not the pipes, right? You may have experienced the improvements at Pigeon Pass and Highway 84-680 to our south, the interchange there. The I-680 southbound toll lanes, which are currently free, if that you've noticed, for a little bit longer until ACTC gets them going. And our ongoing work through the pavement management system, which treated nearly 2 million square feet of pavement in 2025. We are investing in our parks and public spaces and demonstrating a commitment to maintain safe, functional, and well-loved spaces. Two recent examples that you may know about are the Lions Wayside Park and Moeller Park. The upgrades at Lions Wayside Park better support the downtown activity, I'll speak about that soon, And if you've seen the new playground at Moeller Park, you've seen joy firsthand. It's pure excitement for the kiddos. Just go at any time. It's impressive. Behind the scenes, we're also tackling infrastructure that's just as critical but less visible. And I really hope this one stays that way. The sewer system, and the storm drain system master plans are both underway. It's foundational work, as you know, the kind you don't want to see, but it allows us to better understand the system conditions, prioritize repairs, and reduce the risk of future disruptions. Another important piece, and this one's really important, that often goes unnoticed until it doesn't work, is our power grid. We know we've had more than our fair share of reliability issues on the west side of our community. Over the past year, we have strengthened our partnership with PG&E to advocate for critical upgrades here in Pleasanton. Their capital improvement program included 12 projects to address our challenges that were scheduled to completion through 2028. However, through active engagement, including a town hall, challenging them to sharpen their pencils, and support from Senator McNerney's office, and thank you very much to that office, I am pleased to report that all but one of those projects have been now fully completed in Pleasanton. Yeah. That brings more than $1.8 million in investment to our power grid, and that final project we are tracking for completion later this year. Hopefully by the end of 2026, all 12 are done. This means fewer outages. You know, I don't know about you, but the emails when they come in about the power grid are some of the hardest to read. Usually they don't come in because their Wi-Fi is down though, by the way. They're all delayed. Fewer outages for residents and businesses, and this is what happens when we stay focused. This is real results for our community, and we did it in a respectful way. In fact, PG&E's recent acquisition of the building at Stone Ridge Mall shows that partnership remains strong as they come to Pleasanton with some of their workforce. So I'd like to thank PG&E for being a partner to address these challenges. Thank you very much. Another strong local economy, along with this, a strong local economy is another essential part of sustaining Pleasanton's way of life. Over the past year, the city, and that includes you, the residents, and the businesses, have demonstrated that we need to get serious about economic vitality in our city. The city is focused on making it easier and more predictable to do business here. Our community and economic development team has created clearer pathways and more efficient processes for both businesses and residents. That work includes zoning updates to actively support life sciences and innovation-based businesses, permit streamlining to reduce uncertainty, and tools like the Pleasanton Playbook, which you have on your tables here today, for us to be able to communicate to businesses. The Playbook is designed to make opening a business here easier, faster, and more transparent for the applicant. These changes send a clear message. Pleasanton is ready to partner with you. And that makes a real difference in our local economy. Economic vitality, as you know as business owners, isn't theoretical. It shows up by storefronts lighting up and turning on, and by people coming in your door. We've welcomed a new range of businesses, including several that have become favorites. So I'm going to start off that we got cooked seafood open. I can just end here. We're kind of done now, right? Cooked Seafood opened. I hope you patronized their business. But we've also been able to welcome a lot of other ones, including Phil's Coffee and downtown Nosh Market, Bravazzo, and Planta, to name just a few. Yeah, thank you, and welcome. So patronize our local businesses. We're seeing the positive impacts of other major investments we have done as well, including Costco's first full year of operation, which has exceeded initial expectations. Yes, I've bought a big screen TV at the Pleasanton Costco. I'm ready. Guilty, and I hope you shop there. Sorry, John. I know he's over here. I see him. We've continued to see investment across the city, from downtown to Hacienda to Stone Ridge. Here's a quick snapshot of where we stand today. We have over 4,000 businesses in our community with over 68,000 employees. Our office vacancy is at 11.5% compared to approximately 25% in the Bay Area. Our industrial vacancy rate is at 14%, and our retail vacancy is 8.7%. This is the next part. The estimated annual revenue of all Pleasanton businesses is $16 billion. That compares to our neighbors at 4.6 and 10.7 billion respectively. Pleasanton is an amazing place to do business. I'm going to give us a clap there. Because we're all getting a little bit older, as you probably know, and the Kaiser people talked to me about, I guess I'm ready for a colonoscopy, so. Healthcare remains a strong presence in Pleasanton, with Sutter Health investing more than $20 million in office space, and our partners at Stanford Healthcare Tri-Valley receiving unanimous Planning Commission approval for a 66,000 square foot East Wing expansion that will enhance emergency service capabilities and improve patient care for our region. Thank you for investing in Pleasanton. We also have companies like Techion challenging the way the automotive industry is doing business with cutting-edge cloud-based technology and innovation. And 10x Genomics, as we know, is advancing the way we approach human health. We're also seeing local companies invest in the human connection in a different way. Workday, through the Workday Foundation, has recently launched Pleasanton Connects, an initiative designed to improve belonging and community right here in our Pleasanton. We've continued to strengthen our partnerships with the Pleasanton Downtown Association, the Pleasanton Chamber of Commerce, Visit Tri-Valley, and regional collaborators such as Innovation Tri-Valley and the Alameda County Fair. All these partnerships matter to amplify the beauty of Pleasanton and the quality of life here. And we already acknowledged them, but I'd like to just give them another round of applause. Thank you again for the partnership. All of this supports a balanced, resilient economy, one that complements our residents and contributes to our bottom line vibrancy. So thank you. We know this work will take time. We can't control the macroeconomics that are out there, but Pleasanton is open for business right now. So thank you very much. Now let me pivot for a moment, because none of this is all about pipes and budgets and permits. This work matters because it's measured in how safe people feel, how prepared we are for emergencies, how connected our community is, and how we care for one another. Public safety remains one of the most important cornerstones of our quality of life. And let me speak to those dedicated women and men in uniform in our police and fire departments. Last year alone, our Pleasanton Police Dispatch Center handled more than 64,000 calls for service, and our officers responded to over 61,000 incidences. That's 7 incidents per hour. Staggering. Most of that happens quietly. All of it is handled professionally, so that when you walk our neighborhoods, you feel calm, you feel safe, and you know people are working for you here in our community. I'd also like to thank our District Attorney's Office, Ursula Jones-Dixon, Annie Esposito, and I'll throw in our Vice Mayor, Matthew Gatos, for their work at the DA's office to partner with our police department. Thank you very much for your partnership. Our fire department responded to nearly 7,000 calls of service in Pleasanton, and 156 of those were fires. I didn't know it was that many, 156 fires. The Livermore Pleasanton Fire Department also just received ISO Class 2 rating this year, which means they have demonstrated a high level of preparedness and efficiency in serving our community. Good job, Chief. What, 2 months on the job? Only about 5% of fire departments achieve this nationwide rating, and it's possible that this will help you when you go get your insurance on your home, fire insurance. That matters. Thank you again. Over the past year, the city has continued to invest in tools and resources to help our police and fire departments respond more effectively, including the Real-Time Information Center, which provides faster access to critical information during incidences. And then from police command and crime scene vehicles, which you may have seen at National Night Out, to renovations at Fire Station 2, we are making investments to ensure that our first responders have what they need to serve the community safely and effectively. As we've been reminded by the nearly 700 swarm earthquakes to our neighbors to the north, preparedness is another key part of life. The city continues to focus on training staff and engaging the community around emergency readiness. Make a plan today so that when the challenge arises, Pleasanton is ready to respond and recover. To date, we've trained around 125 employees to work in our Emergency Operations Center so that we're ready to help when disaster strikes. And I'll just take another opportunity to ask that we recognize our police, fire, and public works men and women first responders serving our community. Thank you so much. Public safety doesn't always start with a siren. It starts with trust. It starts with neighbors who know each other's names and with a community that feels connected and invested. So where, Pleasanton, do we create community? One of the clearest examples that I could think of is our downtown, right? Downtown is the heart of our community. It's where we gather, celebrate, connect. It's one of the reasons that we continue to invest so heavily in it. I briefly mentioned it earlier, but one of the best examples of progress with purpose is the reinvestment in the Lions Wayside Park. This transformation has been years, almost 2 decades in the making, and we finally got it across the finish line in time for 4th of July and the summer concert series. With a new bandstand, improved lighting, seating, expanded lawn area, the park is once again ready for backdrops and concerts. In addition, we added the 24 new parking spots to make it easier for you to find parking downtown. And soon, we'll be looking forward to adding the Don Lewis Harmonic Installation art piece, which is a gorgeous piece and a tribute to a very significant individual in our community. This is what investing in quality of life looks like. Downtown also thrives because of strong partnerships with the Pleasanton Downtown Association, which hosts, there's a lot of events, but I picked a few, Weekends on Main, Hot Rod Road, Concerts in the Park, Pleasanton Palooza, and our weekly farmers market. There's always something happening downtown, and the activity and energy reflects how people connect there. In fact, in 2025, the PDA hosted 75 events in our downtown. That's a lot. Plus, the city hosted our successful hometown holidays that brought together nearly 10,000 community members at the start of the season. This sense of community and connection carries into the programs and services that we put on as a city every day. Last year, the library welcomed Zippy, the city's first mobile outreach vehicle. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, a bookmobile was a lot larger, so we're just gonna water this one and it'll grow up to be a big bookmobile, apparently. The city also introduced public art initiatives like the Public Art Map, the Don Lewis Harmonic Art Project that I mentioned, and the Wizard of Oz bench, bringing shared experiences to everyday spaces. We also, as a community, work closely with our nonprofit partners that support residents in meaningful ways. Through city funding and collaboration, with organizations such as Tri-Valley Haven, Spectrum Community Service, Open Heart Kitchen, and City Serve of the Tri-Valley, to name just a few. We help to extend our reach and strengthen the community fabric every day. Thank you to our nonprofits. We are working hard to take care of our city for generations to come. I want to acknowledge our partners at the Pleasanton Unified School District, who continue to be recognized as one of the top school districts in the state and who are shaping the next generation every day. If you can stand, please, and be recognized. Thank you. Just recently, you may have heard that our Foothill High School won the state's We the People Civics competition. And right behind them, our Amador Valley High School earned second place, sending both high schools to the nationals once again. Maybe because I have a 17, it always cracks me up. It's amazing to see how our youth are, just what they are accomplishing. We have 3 graduating seniors this year who have been on our youth commission since the first eligible time they could be on it in 7th grade. I'd like to recognize Karishma Parak, who's on our Foothill We the People team. I don't know if she's here, but Karis Shannon, who is on our Amador We the People team. And Ella Min, who's the immediate past president of California DECA. Our youth are inspiring, if we can give them a hand. Cultural celebrations, community events, and well-used public spaces bring people together to help celebrate a sense of belonging that's just as important as any other physical investment or activity. This is how we earn recognition for quality of life. Not through one project or one program, but through steady, intentional choices that reflect our values, our priorities, and our community. Pleasanton is not standing still, and we are not drifting. A year ago, we were setting direction. Today, we are delivering progress with purpose. As we look forward to 26, we will continue to strengthen our financial foundation, advance long-term planning, and make thoughtful decisions that support growth while protecting what makes this city special. Our future will not be shaped by chance. It will be shaped by the choices we make together. Progress with purpose means staying focused on what matters most. It means community-informed decisions, even with difficulty, if they're difficult, and thinking beyond the next budget, election, or cycle. Before we close, I want you to hear from a few people who help make the city what it is.
Hello, I'm Jack Balch, Mayor of the City of Pleasanton, and today we're out talking with our community about what makes Pleasanton so special for them. Let's hear what they have to say.
Well, Pleasanton's home to me. We're here at the home of 10X Genomics. Pleasanton is fantastic. It's been the home for our company. We grew up here. I wake up thinking about all the fun things we could do as a family. We can go downtown for brunch. I can let my kids run around. Great schools, they're getting a good education.
I like the small community and knowing everyone that lives around you.
It's also extremely walkable. My dentist is down the street. My optometrist is right here. Enough golf in the area, activities, hikes. Yeah, what's not to love?
We really love the parks here. There's a lot of parks for us to explore and for the kids to get to go play in.
We like how the community, the people here are all really welcoming.
Community, the culture, the environment. Pleasanton has a lot of really great, kind, helpful, and welcoming people. I go to Pleasanton all the time for the farmers market and for all the shops that are down here.
I love Pleasanton because the dairy, it's an ice cream place.
Oh, that's good.
I love it because of like the homey feeling that it has.
The people are much nicer here. You feel the sense of community. It's a close-knit town.
The opportunity here in Pleasanton is really great. a lot of restaurants. This way people could stay out after they go eat dinner and come and enjoy the smashing of things.
The character of the city is just beautiful, but the people are the best.
I've been working in Pleasanton for the last 25 years. I just love the community. I think it's great.
What do you guys love about Pleasanton or the library?
Because there's so many books. I like to read too. I'm a boy!
I find it one of the most beautiful, family-oriented cities around.
We love it here.
Are you feeling the Pleasanton hug yet? That's Pleasanton. Not just plans, not just projects, people, community. So now, hopefully you ignored me at some point during the speech. So let's see what you in the room said was important. Look at that. Community, belonging, small town feel. Different words, but shared pride. And that's our foundation. And because of that, our best days are still ahead. Before I conclude, I'd like to just ask for a few more minutes of grace so I can talk a little bit differently, a little bit away from the charts and metrics, and speak about something I believe is more enduring. What binds us together, not just as a Pleasanton community, but as a country and as a people. You may have heard this on NPR in the past, so if that triggers something. This I believe. I'm going to try not to cry. I believe in the power of people, the power to create and build, the power to care for one another through service, the power of human kindness, empathy, and compassion. It's a little harder with my dad in the room. I've been blessed to see that power every day in Pleasanton. And yes, we are seeing the power to divide when fear and anger take hold. But our better instincts are stronger, and forgiveness is so powerful. As a community leader, husband and father, and as a fellow citizen living in turbulent times, I am challenged by what I see around us. We are more divided than many of us ever expected, and too often we are talking past each other instead of listening. Yet the strength of our democracy has never depended upon uniform agreement. It has depended on participation and compromise to move us forward. As America approaches her 250th birthday, I hope we are not simply marking time. 250 years ago, ordinary people made an extraordinary choice, and America's promise was born. It now rests with us. So I hope we don't simply celebrate our history. I hope we pause and reflect on who we are, what binds us, and what is asked, no, what is required of us. I believe that the words of the Declaration of Independence were not written for just a moment in time, but are America's enduring promise, a promise we continue to make to each other. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Those ideals have not endured because they were easy, but because generations of Americans were willing to stand up for them, believe in them, sacrifice for them. I believe the Civil Rights Act carried our promise forward by outlawing discrimination based on race, religion, color, sex, or national origin. It banned segregation. It secured your right to participate in our democracy how and when you choose. Our system reminds us that the power to govern flows directly from the people, not just through elections, but through engagement, service, responsibility. And I believe we are being reminded how fragile liberty can be. It cannot be taken for granted. It is not self-sustaining. It depends on us, the people. As the words inscribed on our Statue of Liberty remind us, give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. Liberty lives in us and calls on us to be a nation that welcomes, aspires, and believes in possibility. I see that spirit in Pleasanton. It lives in businesses that inspire and innovate, cutting edge, while supporting their teams and the community that they do business in nonprofits who serve our community every day, in volunteers, mentors, parents, coaches, teachers, donors, and neighbors who choose to show up and contribute. It depends on participation. It depends on courage. It depends on you. I believe America is stronger because you are part of it. Because your willingness to contribute something larger than yourself, to bring your American story to the great American melting pot. The American experiment depends on that, on your pursuit of happiness. And I believe Pleasanton is stronger because you are part of it, part of our story. Because this community understands that success and responsibility go hand in hand. So again, America's promise is not only to each of us, it is from each of us to one another. That promise depends on participation. So today, I offer a simple invitation to participate. I invite you to reflect on your "This I Believe." And if you feel so moved to share it, please come down to your Pleasanton City Council meeting and read it into our public record, so that our shared beliefs are not merely implied, but spoken aloud, exalted, and preserved. As we approach America's 250th birthday, I ask you to protect her promise, our promise, not just on the 4th of July, but every day. Please advance kindness, practice empathy, cultivate gratitude. Show up, because that's how participation how promises endure. Serve, listen, and yes, please vote. This I believe in the power of people, because progress with purpose only works when a community participates. And I sincerely look forward to hearing your "This I Believe" very soon. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for having me here today. Have a beautiful day. Woo!